campus safety and violence against women. It's an issue and a topic that's taking place on campuses across the nation. Well, hello and welcome to Comcast Newsmakers. I'm Terry Hardesty, and joining me to talk about that is Lolo Hong, who is the Vice President of Student Affairs and Enrollment Management at San Francisco State University, and you also are responsible for the Title IX program.
Yes.
So let's talk about violence against women and what we do on the campuses to protect them.
Terry, thank you for asking. Well, first of all, just to kind of give folks a sense of the scope of the problem, we believe that probably 1 in 5 women on college campuses will become the victim of sexual assault at some point during their college career. At San Francisco State University, we have a long-standing commitment to issues of social justice and making sure that we have an equitable higher education experience for all students, regardless of their background. So when we have the presence of violence on campus, we know that that is really negatively impacting a group of our students and interfering with their ability to be fully engaged students. So at San Francisco State, we're really focused on 3 primary areas. The first one is raising awareness. So we're making sure that we involve our faculty, staff, even our parents and our alums in education and awareness about the existing laws and about our responsibility as a university campus to respond positively and proactively to issues of violence on campus. The second thing that we're focused on is providing prevention education for students, helping to arm them with the kind of information that can help them stop campus violence and incidents of domestic violence, rape, stalking from happening in the first place.
And how do you do that?
Well, it's really difficult because the messages that we have in society are so ingrained.
Yeah.
So it means looking at the culture, it means looking at the media, it means working with the K through 12 schools and young people to understand how they're trained and socialized to look at issues like sexuality, relationships, consent, entitlement, comfort with communication around sexuality. And so those are all things that we have to really look at and look at the ways that we train young people to communicate and engage around these kinds of issues. So it takes a lot of work and you can't do it overnight.
That's an alarming rate, 1 out of every 5.
Yes.
Why is it so prevalent?
I think there are several reasons. One is I think our societal norms about sex and sexuality and relationships and how it happens, unfortunately, has historically placed a lot of blame on victims. And so when victims are not coming forward to report and talk about what it is that's happened, we have a very skewed view of what it is that comprises sexual assault and violence. So the lack of folks coming forward has made it difficult to address it. I also think that in a lot of ways, as a society, we have blamed victims very inappropriately and very unfairly. And again, their media messages that were raised as young children that put the blame and greater responsibility on victims for preventing their assault. And then the third one is, I think, in general, as a society, well, I think most of us would say that we take violence very seriously. The unfortunate reality is that oftentimes when sexual assault is reported, because the perpetrator is most typically someone known to the victim, we don't necessarily take it as seriously, so we're not responding.
Yeah, so that's a whole nother topic about UC Berkeley and some of the administrators and, not coming forward. And it's a very gray area in some respects.
Yes, I would agree.
Okay, well, thank you so much for coming down here today to talk about this very important issue.
Thanks, Terry.
Okay, so Lolo Hong, she's the Vice President of Student Affairs and Enrollment Management at San Francisco State University. That is quite a mouthful. And also very important to mention that you are the Title IX coordinator, which is responsible for the safety of women on campus.
Yes.
Okay, and this is Comcast Newsmakers. I'm Terry Hardesty. Thanks for watching.